Hi, my name is Victoria Clados, and I'll be reflecting on a number of issues that I experienced in my third year practicum. I developed a lesson plan for a Year 10 food technology class with 22 students. The topic was food plating and presentation. According to the Australian Professional Standard 3, plan for and implement effective teaching and learning, I needed to plan for a 60-minute class and implement teaching practices that would engage my students. With individual work carried out most of the time, I wanted to try a new approach and foster group collaboration. Collaborative learning is a strategy where learners work together in small groups to help one another achieve a common learning goal. What I intended. Once the students were settled, I would start the PowerPoint presentation and provide a whole group instruction for students to summarize the key points in their workbooks. Students would have notes written in their books about plating techniques. The activity would ask students to work in groups of two, where they would need to grab a magazine and comment on plating techniques, such as garnishes, decorations, and styling. What actually happened? The students were already in the classroom before I got there. Almost all students were talking all over me. They were disruptive during the PowerPoint, and students were not writing anything in their notebooks. During the activity, they were questioning throughout the class about what they were meant to be doing. Some students informed me halfway through that they didn't even have a pen or a notebook. Most of the students were not able to complete the activity in the time frame. However, those that did only wrote brief comments about a few plating techniques. I looked at my supervisor and told her I don't think that class went to as planned. She agreed and gave me some feedback. I didn't settle the class correctly. Students were already in the classroom to begin with and still chatting when I had started the PowerPoint. The teacher advised that I should not give out any instructions until all students are quiet and listening. I didn't ensure all students were prepared and ready for the lesson, including having a pen and notebook. I didn't set specific and clear instructions. Students were confused with the task. I didn't set time frames. Students had no set time to complete the task or any consequences for not completing the task. This encouraged students to think it would be okay to not do any work. I needed to have a behavioural management plan in place. For example, if a student is not listening, what would I do? This caused students to have complete control of the classroom as I continued to try and teach. And I didn't provide positive feedback to those who did follow instructions, as well as having no conclusion to the lesson or reflection of learning. I can explore ways to improve my practice for better control of my students and effective learning. The first issue I had was that students had already been in the classroom before I got there and they were difficult to settle down. A learning theory called operant conditioning, proposed by B.F. Skinner, would be an effective way to use in my future classrooms as a solution to this issue. This theory can be used to enforce a routine for the students. For example, I can implement a routine for the students to line up outside of the classroom, walk to their chairs, and once they're given instructions, to go inside and sit quietly.